What do we owe lab animals? The standard ethical guidelines encourage minimizing the use of, and harm to, animals used in research. Some experts propose an additional courtesy, repayment. When Lauren Stroacker received her second COVID-19 vaccine dose in the spring of 2021, she rejoiced. It meant she could see her friends again, go to concerts and live with far less fear that an infection might leave her physically or financially devastated. But it became a bittersweet memory. Not long after Ms. Stroacker, an artist based in Knox County, Tennessee, returned home from the vaccination site, she read an article about monkeys used in testing COVID vaccines. "I thought, I'm afraid of a stupid needle," she said. "And these animals have to deal with this all the time." She reflected on how her newfound freedom, and quite possibly her health, came at the expense of animals suffering or dying to develop the vaccines. Merely being grateful for those animals seemed insufficient. Ms. Stroacker wanted to give something tangible in return. A little online research returned the National Anti-Vivisection Society's Sanctuary Fund, which supports the care of retired lab animals. She made a small donation. "To give thanks was the very least I could do," Ms. Stroacker said. Her gesture embodies a voice that is not often heard in debates about the use of animals in biomedical research. These tend to be polarized between opponents of the research, who claim that it is unethical and the benefits are overstated, and proponents who argue that the benefits are enormous and justify the harms to animals. The advancement of animal-free methods for developing drugs and testing product safety does raise the possibility that, at least in some cases, the use of animals can be avoided. But it will take years for that to happen, and few researchers think the use of animals will cease altogether. So long as animals are used, then, the question remains, what do people owe them? The typical consideration is that if I plan the research well, have an important idea and respect the animals by housing them as carefully as I can and so on, then I've done my job in terms of the relationship, said John Gluck, an emeritus professor of psychology at the University of New Mexico whose growing discomfort with his use of monkeys led him to become a bioethicist. "I think that is just poverty-stricken."